Now, let's say there is a requirement to join more than two tables. Let's see such a scenario. Here I have opened three tables. This is the employee movement history table. It shows details of the department of an employee is working in. By looking at this data, we can see the department number and the department ID, but we cannot see the name of the department. So this is a little bit difficult to analyze. Let's join this table with another table called departments, in which we can see the department name as per the department number and ID. Okay, so let us write a new query for this. First, let me change my database to human resources and then open a new query window. Here I will select all from employee movement history. Let's put this on another line for clarity and join departments table on. Let's see which column we need to join it on. We can either join it on the department number or the ID columns. But as we can see here, the department number column doesn't have the correct data in a few places. This has incomplete data, this doesn't have any data at all. And there might be some other cases where it is incomplete. So it is safer to join it on the ID column. So let's select, okay, let's give this an alias first, employee movement history, and let's make this D on employee movement history dot SID department equals D dot SID department. Let's execute. Okay, great. Now we have the department ID, department number, and the department name next to it. Now here I can also see that there is an employee number column but no employee name column. What if I want to see the employee name next to the department he is working in? So I can join a third table over here, which is the employees table, and from here I will fetch the first name and the last name. For this I will join employees E on E dot employee number equals EMH dot employee number. Let's execute. Okay, we have a lot of columns over here, but let's see if our employee number and employee name is matching. Okay, it's matching. So the join operation is correct. We have used two join statements over here and joined three tables. Now let's select only the columns that matter to us. Set employee, let me add the alias, oh sorry, stop. Okay, so here giving these two columns in the select statement will give us two different columns like this, first name and last name. But what I want to do is I want these both names, as in the first name and the last name, in the same column with a space in between. So for that I will use the concat operation, which will give me a single column of the name. And I'll add a blank space in between so that there is a space between the first name and last name, otherwise both of them will be joined. And give an alias to this column as employee name. Let's run this. Okay, great. So I have the employee ID. Yep, I have the employee ID, employee number, department ID, department number, department name, and the employee name. So this is how we join multiple tables together and the concat operation. The next type of join is a outer join. Outer joins have three types: left join, right join, and full outer join. Let's see an example of all these. First we will see the left join. A left join returns all the records from the first table and matches it with the records of the second table. Let's consider these two tables. Here we can see that not every employee is assigned to a project. So when we use left outer join, we will get a null value in front of employee D3. If we use the left outer join on this clause, we will get this output. You can notice in the output that we got the names of all the employees whether or not they are assigned to a project. In case the employee is not assigned to a project, the project ID and the project name columns will show null values. But the employee name will still be shown in the output. I have opened the employees table in the same HR database. In this database, not every employee is deployed to a location. This is a locations table. Now we can use the outer join to find out which employee is not deported to any location. I have written a simple left outer join query to populate this result, in which the location details are visible next to the full name of the employee. Since this is a left join query, that means that all the records from the employees table will be shown here whether or not they have a corresponding location detail. If we scroll further, we can see that there are a lot of employee names that do not have any location details. This might be due to an error in the database, or maybe because these employees are not deployed to a particular location. Now let's see right outer join. This is a small example of how right outer join works. This is the same employee and projects table as before, but in projects I have added another project that is not linked to any employee. So when we give a right outer join for these two tables, we get this output. In this output you can see all the project names are listed, no matter if they are assigned to an employee or not. So basically the right outer join returns all records from the second table and matches it with the records of the first table. Even if the records don't match, it gives the output as null. If the records from the second and the first table don't match, then it gives the output as null. Now let us see an example of right outer join in MS SQL. I have already written a small script This is the same as the previous left join script, but only difference is that instead of left I have written right join. Let's execute this. Here we can see that all the data from the right table or the second table, that is the employee location table, has been populated even if it doesn't have an employee number. If we go below, we can see that it has also matched data from the employees table, but even if it doesn't have any data to match, it will give a null output. But all the data from the employee location table will be visible. This is how a right outer join works. Also, here I would like to point out something in the syntax. Instead of writing right join, we can also write right outer join for ease of understanding, but it is not a necessity. Both the syntaxes, right outer join and only right join, will give us the same output. Now let's discuss full outer joins. Full outer joins or full joins return records from both the tables whether or not they match. If they match, then the records are shown in the same row. Here we again have the same example as in the previous one. We have an employee table and a projects table, and a full outer join for this gives us this output. In this output, we can see that there are certain employees for whom a project ID is not assigned, and there are certain projects for which a employee name is not assigned. But still, all of these records can be seen in our output. In real-world datasets, full outer joins can give a very large output and should be used wisely. I have switched to my MS SQL application here. Here I have written a simple query for a full join, or I can even write it as full outer join. Let me run this query. Yes. So in this query, let me expand this. So in this query, we can see data from both employee location and employee table, and if the data matches, as in if the employee number in the employee location and employees table tallies, then it will be shown in one row, like these columns, like these rows over here. We have now seen examples of both inner and outer join. The next type of join is cross join. When we join two tables as cross join, then each record of the first table is matched with each and every record of the second table, as we can see in the image. 1 is matched with 1 from table 1 is matched with table 2's 1, 2 and 3. 2 from table 1 is matched with 1, 2 and 3 from table 2, and 3 from table 1 is matched with 1, 2 and 3 from table 2. Let's see an example of this in MS SQL. I have created two tables, shapes and colors. Now let's perform cross join on both of these. Select all from colors, cross join shapes. We can see that in cross join we don't need to give a on clause, since each record is matched with the other record, irrespective of whether records in particular columns are matching or not. Cross joins can generate very large data sets, since each record is matched with every other record. I have shown an example of cross join using a smaller dataset because cross join generates a large amount of results. It generates n cross m results where n is the number of records in the first table and m is the number of records in the second table. In this video, we learned the basics of joins in SQL. We first learned inner join, then self join, joining multiple tables, outer joins. There were 3 types of outer joins: left, right, and full. And lastly, cross joins. Thank you for watching this video.